Whoop, whoop, what's up, Bearcats? Happy hump day. Yeah, pal. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all having a great week. Thank you all for stopping in and hanging out and chilling. Trying to get this watch along. We are having some, let's just say, technical errors with the stream. Things aren't quite working like we hoped they would have. Let me try something here. All right, it looks like there is a bit of an issue going on with the stream. I have no idea what this is. Oof. Yeah, we might have to do something different tonight, guys. We might have to do something different. Because nothing's coming up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Finally. All right, there we go, guys. Whoop, whoop. A little bit worried there, pal. How you guys doing, pal? Whoop, whoop. Years all the way to his first revolution in Chicago in 2020, but right now, picking up where they left off in full gear, Lex Orange casting right hands to the head of John Moxley and now James. Johnny Rock will not be destroyed this announce table. It's all over the place. The bastard being introduced to our announce desk repeatedly, Jay White. Perhaps with a target of the three of us that we are not aware of. Interesting to see how Orange Cassidy will do. This is his first match since Full Gear. There's the bell finally. Since the match against John Moxley. Now into the ring backbreaker. All right, there we go, guys. Sorry, that was a bit weird. But we're going. We're in it, pal. Oh, is this winner is coming, pal? Yeah, whoop whoop. Get this tweet out so everybody knows we're here, we're hanging, and we're doing it live. Look at this. I mean, when it's Jay White, John Moxley, toe-to-toe, and the other Death Riders aren't involved, it's a attempt. It's a pretty level affair now, Joe. At the moment, certainly, but that can turn around in a heartbeat. Side drop kick, Pat neutralized as John Moxley being singled out this time by Orange Cassidy. He's in his own corner there. You can see that enabled Pat to make a change and follow the legal action. Orange punch attempted John Moxley. Yo, what's up, Gross? Good to see you, pal. What it do? Whoop, whoop. All you want for Yeet, Mrs. Yeet, pal. What's up, Gamgel? It's good to see you. Giggity, giggity. Yeah, man, so far we are at 0 belts, pal. I said it before. They will not be happy until they have destroyed this announcement. Doing a pretty good job of it tonight and destroying each other in the interim. Chaos at ringside, and this is the MO of the Death Riders. Orange Cassidy spoke vociferously ever since their introduction. Said that
No one has any idea of how dangerous they are.
But Nigel, to that point, we haven't heard Orange Cassidy say much since Full Gear, since he had those buckles poured down his throat by Wheeler Yuta.
You can understand why. Do you think Orange Cassidy's afraid?
All right, tweets out, pal. True, but we haven't seen the belt itself. I mean, I think we got to keep the we got to keep it to where we actually see the physical belt. We haven't actually seen it.
As the AEW World Champion. Say that's exactly the way he likes it. Certainly had to know it was coming.
But in the case of Christian Cage, Tony, he has that contract in that briefcase. When he executes that contract, anytime, anywhere, it's his shot at the World Championship. And that means even after a match.
Right, all Cage has to do is sign that contract, and it becomes legal.
Thrust kick by Orange Cassidy, stunning the champion, and Cassidy. You see Cassidy holding on to that throat, perhaps some damage still from the chemical.
Yeah, and that's good. That's a good point. And a smart move by him. They saw the tag being made. He went back to make his tag as well.
Drop. Retweets. From Switchblade, Jay White Master Pack elevated here above the arena in Kansas City.
Oof, that is a good question, Gruss. My first guess, the first place that comes to my mind is Steak and Shake.
Switch there.
Yeah, pal, give me a picture in picture.
Really critical mistake here by Jay White. Looking at John Moxley, screaming, I had your number, turns, and then gets kicked in the face.
Yeah, momentary distraction by the champion here. Wait, right down by you, Tony. I would be careful.
100% agreed. Definitely Jack in the Box. As far as the one, the Jack in the Boxes, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, the Wendy's, Jack in the Box definitely is above them for sure. Whataburger, yeah. Oh yeah, they make a good shake. I am so glad Whataburger's expanding into the Midwest. I can't wait till they come out here to St. Louis. In fact, I'm going to look up and see if there's any new news on that. Thank you for saying that.
John Moxley, the fingers in the eyes, cutting off Jay White. Any momentum he was having to build on the floor. Now that the action returns to the ring, or into the ring, the Death Riders with the advantage. You can see Orange Cassidy still struggling on the far corner.
Yeah, he's still favoring that throw like we said, but he's left hand.
His first in-ring action since Full Gear, since the attack by John Moxley. Wheeler Yuta, a man that Orange Cassidy once considered a close friend. But now he seems to be completely indoctrinated into John Moxley and whatever John Moxley's brand of professional wrestling may be.
Well, Yuta has found a cause to John Moxley's point.
I've actually, spoiler alert, Gruss, I've actually been to Whataburger multiple times, and I did wrestling shows in Texas. I love me that spicy ketchup, pal. Oh, I can't get me. I love dipping their fries in that spicy ketchup, and get me a triple burger and a soda. Oh.
I've seen how willing John Moxley is to throw Wheeler Yuta into the fray, to sacrifice Wheeler Yuta.
Wow. And Wheeler, with that robotic type speech of his now, and the glassy-eyed look, I'm not so sure, man. That's well, everything about the Death Riders very, very different.
And Moxley, just a stomp off the middle rope. Nothing fancy about it, but very effective as Moxley coming down 230 plus pounds on the neck of Jay White as Christian Cage and his patriarchy watching on.
Yeah, I guess they're proud about what they did to Hook.
We'll touch more on that in a moment, Tony.
This looks like a Thunder taping from 2000.
Unlikely duo of Switchblade Jay White and Orange Cassidy, who had some early flashes, Nigel, but since then it has been all Death Riders.
Taking a commanding presence.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good too. Oh, dude, have you seen like some of the main fast food chains that started doing like halvesies, like Burger King? They have a half fries, half onion rings thing that they're doing now. And then Jack in the Box has what they're what they I think they call it halvesies, where it's like half regular fries, half curly fries.
Now the Farlight Hook, Switchblade Jay White, with the kick out, and Tony briefly touched on it. We know that after the attack last week by Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne, Hook, he had to receive treatment on that arm that was attacked.
Okay, it's a loaded bomb. Okay.
Of course, he put Taz in. I don't know what the end game is here for Christian Cage, but obviously, I think he wants to get Hook as part of his family.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty cool. I really think creativity is what makes like individual chains stand out, or individual places stand out.
My suspicions in anything that involved Christian Cage.
And then you see those main chains, you see their creativity, like, oh, we're gonna steal that for ourselves and market it to like a much wider audience.
Yeah, maybe just got a big spear in the middle of Wembley Stadium by a man you won't stop helping up.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, wait, that's Nigel. Sorry.
Tag is made. Here
Tag is made. The EW World Champion John Moxley.
He's got to come around your house and do your dishes for you as well, Tony.
Look at this. Look at Jay White just fight back. But I'm telling you, too much John Moxley right now.
Dude.
Now the cover, the far leg hook.
That's a burger, pal. Granted, me personally, I can't really do cheese on a burger because I have like a physical issue that doesn't let me be able to, but man, if I did, oh.
Deserves to look on that title belt.
I think it's figurative. I think in John Moxley's mind.
It's one of those matches going way, way too long to get like, okay, can we get to the business already, pal? This is TV, not a house show. Oh yeah, dude, it sucks. Like I legit cannot eat pizza unless it's light cheese and cooked well done. Because of that. I hate that so much.
Josh, short elbow to the face. Orange Cassidy ducks under our knee, looking for a reach. Moxley tried to counter with a sunset.
Why is this match going this long? Like, what the fuck, man? This is TV, not a house show, guys. Although to be fair, it's not the performer's fault. It's Tony Khan's fault for, giving it this kind of time.
Within a hair's breadth of pinning the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley.
Don't get too frustrated. There's a little frustration on the face here. Calling out the fans, looking out.
Not an emotion you often see on the face of
Yeah, for sure.
You don't often see any emotion on his face, let's be honest.
Yeah, because when I went to Mexico, because that was nuts when I went there and was in that region area.
The sleeper Cassidy accelerates to the rope. Wild swing. Moxley missed Cassidy.
Yeah, for sure. Pop out the this is getting all kinds of condensed milk, pal.
That time by Pat. Cassidy looking to go for that DDT. Tremendous core strength. Able to block it.
That's true, Gruss. And at least this match at least it has, at least there is some story and character behind it. Like the fact that, Moxley actually legit tried to murder Orange Cassidy by pouring cleaning chemicals down his throat.
Moxley, always known for his resilience, his ability to take a real ass kicking.
Yeah, but likewise, you could say the same about Orange Cassidy. That's a wheel unit. Look at this. Versus Marie Shafir having a beat of Cassidy. Moxley. Everyone's in the when Moxley was really himself in this.
All right, so now you're doing the whole thing with the DQ with Adam Page running in and attacking Moxley, and then Orange Cassidy being pissed off that he got DQ'd because of Adam Page. Now Cassidy and Page are fighting. And now you got the baby faces who can't get along trope.
He is cackling with delight, watching Team AEW tear one another apart. Imagine if these men, Tony, presented a united front in the face of Moxley.
Man, it is the wrestling business. I can't say for sure either way. It's one of those things that where it's like we kind of have to see if it does or it doesn't happen to really say for sure.
It's got a Continental Classic match. This is Pac, this is Wheeler Yuta, this is Marina Shafir, and the General, Jon Moxley.
Well, last week we saw the three guys together. Orange Cassidy, Jim White, and Page together. Looked like they had some steam. But now it's turned completely towards the Death Riders.
Well, Yuta's getting the most heat from the crowd. Like they're actually specifically chanting, "Fuck you, Yuta." So so hey, something there. I'll give Yuta his flowers. He's developed a lot more and become much more of a more well-defined character since he turned heel. Like we're actually seeing something out of him. So I got to give him credit for that. He's actually advanced and come further. Commercial break, pal. Ooh, that's kind of a tough one for me because I really don't want to K any of them. Like, that's the tough one for me because, like, hey, what's up, Radio McRadio Face? Always good to see you, pal. Whoop, whoop. Hope you're doing well. Giggity, giggity. Yeah, pal. Ooh. Man, that's tough because, like, all three of those, I could definitely see FM. I don't want to K any of them. That's my problem. that's the issue I'm running into. Hey, it's good. Always good to be alive, pal. Whoop, whoop. And we're glad you're alive and here with us. Giggity, giggity. Yeah, we're currently in the middle of a commercial break. And we're just kicking it. Yeah, like I could see Nicole Bass being like an F plus an M, you know? And I can see the same with I could see that with all three of those. Problem is I don't want to K any of them. Like I could see all three of those being like, you know, like kind of like a partner in crime, you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's pretty much what M is though. That's pretty much what M is. I think anyway.
Easy one or the hard way? What's it gonna be?
Dude, I've never seen a Bandito match, but this vignette has made me give a shit about Bandito as a character more than any match he's ever had. Because this makes him look like an outlaw badass. Dude, Lab Rat, that's a good call, dude. That's a good call. Like that's a natural feud program right there. Bandito gets on Chris Jericho's bad side. He sends Brian Keith to go after him.
There you go. I want the next title shot. No, I want That's the problem. You guys, he goes, run your legs, and he goes, run, only wrestling. Nothing. It's about me. It's about my people. We do not fight flesh and blood. All three of you. A gnarly Christmas gift. World's End. Orlando, Florida. AEW World Championship. Fatal. 4-way.
Yeah, like dude, like that's a natural feud. He's an Old West outlaw, and then you have an Old West bounty hunter. Like, come on, how do you not do that? It's right there.
I guess I would expect that of John Moxley, but be that as it may, his back is against the wall. But like he says, he wouldn't live any other way.
And you do it in the way where the outlaw is the babyface and the bounty hunter is the bad guy. And it works.
Sit down and shut your mouths while I conduct my business. So it's a 4-way match.
Yeah, I know, which is a shame, dude. Which is such a shame.
I have a problem with every... Shut up! I have a problem with every person in this match. Jay White cost me the World Championship at Full Gear, and so did Hangman Page when he didn't live up to his end of the bargain. I said, shut up. And Orange Cassidy, you're just a little pissant that gets on my nerves. But my biggest problem is with you, John Moxley, because you have what I want. And if you happen to make it out of that match as the champion, just know that I very well could be waiting on the other side. And if I am, this time, I'm not going to miss. I will send you back into a tailspin. I will send you back to rock bottom. You'll hear that little voice in your head saying, it's okay, John, do it. It's okay, John, you earned it. Have that drink. Send you back to ring.
Wow, that's some good heel shit right there, pal.
Don't ever forget, I am the face of TBS now and forever. And I am the reigning, defending, undisputed next AEW World Champion.
Christian Cage, with that title shot, that contract, all he needs to do is execute it. Imagine those 4 minutes.
City.
Yeah, in a weird way, Christian just like established himself as the heel between himself and Moxley. However, they have the storyline out in Hook as the guy who fucks him over, and Moxley keeps the title, and then they split off. That's how you end that. You go with Hook and Christian, and then Moxley goes back to being a heel and going on his campaign. Yeah, it's really weird and convoluted, but there's a way they can make it work. It might be kind of fucked up and convoluted, but it can work. Like Hook is how you get out of Christian Cage and John Moxley. Like you have the cash in, you have that happen. Hook's the one who fucks that up, and then you split off into Christian and Hook, and then Moxley keeps going on and going on his heel campaign. That's how you end that.
Hook drawing some blood finally against Christian Cage, but fans still to come tonight. Dynamite.
Yeah, I 100% agreed with you, Lab Rat, for sure. For sure. And so far, we have not seen any belts yet. That's kind of crazy. We are still at a big fat goose egg, pal. And again, graphics and video packages do not count towards belt count. Oh man, I have no idea when the next one of those is, pal. That's a good question.
To think that Will Ospreay, despite the smile on his face, must still be smarting from his loss to Carl Fletcher.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing will beat the experience you get from the reps of doing this over and over and over again. Yeah, I need to. Speaking of Jimmy T, I need to apologize to him. I'm not gonna be able to get that gyro this week, but we'll see about next week, pal. Sorry, scheduling, the way things end up happening, it be what it be, unfortunately. But I promise I will have a gyro before 2025.
Switzerland, weight 232 pounds. It's 1/3 of the world champions. Different championships of 15 different promotions. And a big win at the CMLL 2024 International Grand Prix in August at Arena, Mexico.
Yeah, man, it's just like they could literally strike gold and be like, "Oh shit, we found gold. Hey, let's go dig over in that area instead." Like, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck?
Seems like that 10 days rest very agreeable with Will Ospreay as he springs to the top. Takes down Cassioli. Cover again. As Rick Knox is just taken for Will Ospreay.
Definitely Viscara from Big Vis, because that's more show than anything. From everything I've heard about that, whereas, yeah, all that other shit actually is painful, for real.
Didn't have both legs collected and allowed Cassioli to kick out. Now Cassioli thinking neutralizer. On his feet as Ospreay covered out the uppercut. Ospreay came around the corner with that kick.
Yeah, I feel you on that, Lab Rat. It's going to fizzle out and die and turn into completely nothing.
You can join us on Triller TV.
No, man, nah, the Viscar, he just hump. He's just like play humping you. I'll take that over the other two. Yeah, you're getting squashed for real, pal.
And now you brought up the fact that Kyle Fletcher scored a pinfall victory over Will Ospreay full gear last month. and in doing so, damaged the neck of Will Ospreay. Ospreay came into his first tournament match with Juice Robinson 10 days ago with that neck, that left arm heavily taped up. That tape nowhere to be seen, but you know those types of injuries like the linger.
Certainly do, but be that as it may, the tape not there now, so whether that could be that his neck is healed or perhaps he doesn't want to draw attention to it. He's in there with a man as erudite and educated and cerebral, if you will, as Claudio Castagnoli. Right now, Will Ospreay favored his, I believe, right or left wrist. I'm not sure which one.
You got to talk about that numbness that he received from that Tiger driver.
The left wrist. Probably was taking advantage of it.
Leaping over the steps, taking the steps into the knees of Claudio Castagnoli. That's it, Will Ospreay.
Smooth and technique, wasn't it? And really was. That was amazing.
Second creativity. Body assessment.
Well,
That's it.
not so savvy.
Just driving Will Ospreay face first in that barricade.
You have to really talk about Carl Fletcher ever since defeating Ospreay. It really has gone from strength to strength, and who can forget what a huge moment it was defeating argument.
Man, we are still at 0 belts. Damn.
This past Saturday at Collision.
I think SmackDown's taking it for the 3rd week in a row, guys. As we will find out this Friday, pal. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens when you have an owner of the company who books for the sickos, because that's what he is, and that's who he cares about. Yeah, pal. And he also makes those car parts for the American working man. I saw that, Gruss. The only thing missing was Cody saying, "Oh yeah, we are very happy." Like seriously, like that was damn near shot for shot straight from Pulp Fiction. Like when John Travolta like clicked open the suitcase, and then he like did a thing open, you see the gold, like that was straight out of Pulp Fiction, man. Yep, they sure did, pal.
And transitions over to the crossface.
So smooth, guys.
Ooh. What if this is where they're going with it? The OG EVPs go back to New Japan, where they kind of like cut their teeth, and they come back to AEW with a New Japan coalition to push out the corporatism of Tony Khan and Shane McMahon. What if that's where they're going with this?
Trying to maneuver Will Ospreay into a sharpshooter, and he does successfully.
Again, the smoothness That'll be offense of Claudio.
A true student of the game, Claudio Castagnoli, I'm sure. I got that from legendary.
It's AEW, pal. It's AEW. We're trying to do our version of the G1, pal. We make movies, pal. Yep, with Mox as enforcers, exactly.
Native still not to the mat.
I mean, it is the wrestling business. We really can't say one way or another until it actually happens or doesn't happen.
I think the story of this match so far is that Claudio's been able to come back from that initial onslaught by Will Ospreay.
Ospreay was looking for a suplex Castagnoli.
Yeah, but are they shooting or are they is this part of a work? Who knows? We really don't we don't know until it does or doesn't happen. That's just how fucked up the wrestling business is. That is true. They do. Like, they've been hyping up Genesis as like a new beginning for the company. To the point where I believe like something big is going to happen during that.
Facing the wrong way if it is. Oh, is he?
Castagnoli heard the footsteps, the boot to the face, now looking for the Ricola. No.
Yeah, but at the same time, again, though, it's like these people are workers. They're carnies. Are they being real? Are they seriously like talking about it? Or is this part of a work? Is this part of an angle? We don't know. It's the wrestling business, and these are workers.
Edge to vicious spin out from the wrist block. Castagnoli with a double stop to the damaged left arm.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see like them seeing TNA's like a AA league. Hey, what's up now? So good to see you, pal. Whoop whoop. Happy hump day, giggity giggity. And it looks like Don Stevens has struck, so we got to do our thing. Do the workaround. Get it. Whoop, whoop. Damn you, Don Stevens. Sorry, the stream has been rough all damn night, pal. Might need, Yeah, I know, for real. You're driving away viewers. Fuck off, Don. This might end up turning into an HMG After Dark. I don't know yet, pal. Because Don Stevens on their game tonight. All right, we'll give it a few more attempts and see how it goes. If not, we'll do an impromptu After Dark. Yeah, okay, so it looks like Don Stevens wins this one, pal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go do a impromptu After Dark. Let me go ahead and move this real quick, pal. All right, so it's going to be a Dark Side of the Ring. Of Dino Bravo, pal. Because that story's always interested me, and I never really heard like the main story about it. All right.
Welcome to headquarters. This is where
All right, let's say we're going through some ads. Whoop whoop.
memories that need some extra processing. Everything else to reproductions.
Yeah, this is our protest, pal. Whoop whoop.
Dreams for Ryan.
And in fact, while we're doing this commercial break, I'm gonna do a little smoky tokey. Whoop whoop. Yeah, pal. 1 sec. Yeah, man, that's always a bad idea. Never, ever, ever get caught up with those guys, pal.
For me, mafia always scared me. The word mafia scared me. I said, listen, I don't know if you're doing the right thing, but it's not for me to judge what he did.
His world was the wrestling world. It wasn't the organized crime world. Il screwed up. L'analyse des lieux a permis de retrouver des douilles de calibre 22 et 3,80 tirées.
Yeah, give it to Mordos, pal.
On this episode, we'll examine the tragic consequences of monsters pushed out of the spotlight and into a life of crime.
Let that be a lesson for everybody, me included, that everybody's touchable.
On March 10th, 1993, the family of Dino Bravo came home and discovered his dead body. Police said he had been struck by 11 bullets. Within days, rumors began to surface that it was a mafia-style execution. 30 years later, Dino's unsolved murder remains one of wrestling's darkest mysteries. Those closest to him have never spoken openly about what led him down such a dangerous path until now.
C'était le but en train de la famille, c'était le rassemblement. Quand je le regarde sur les photos, je me rappelle sa voix.
Hey, what's up, Revamp? Good to see you, pal. Yeah, we kind of had to pivot a little bit. Don Stevens actually won one of the battles tonight, pal. So we pivoted up to into HMG After Dark, Dark Side of the Ring, Dino Bravo, whoop whoop, yeet yeet.
It's my favorite. I never want to give him a kiss. And when he gives me a kiss, I was always like swiping. So he said, okay, give me a kiss for 2 minutes. Dino Bravo, sous son nom de lutteur, parce que son nom c'est Adolfo Bresciano. Je suis Diane Rivet, je suis née à Montréal. Je l'ai connu où je travaillais dans un bar et le gérant de la place, qui connaissait aussi beaucoup la boxe et la lutte, est en amour avec Dino et il me disait toujours quand j'arrivais là, Dino arrive, puis je disais c'est qui Dino?
Weighing 230 pounds, Dino Bravo!
J'avais à peine 19 ans et donc il m'offrait de venir me reconduire à la maison. Alors, c'est comme ça un petit peu que l'histoire a débuté.
My name is Patrick Laprade. I'm a wrestling historian. I first started watching wrestling when I was 6 years old, and Dino was just that superhero to me. He was big, was strong, full of fun.
Early 80s, Montreal's international wrestling is the leading promotion in Quebec, and Dino Bravo is its premier star.
Almost 2 million people watching the TV on Sunday morning. It was very, very big. My name is Tony Bioli. Was a wrestling promoter from 1971 to 1986.
We possibly, not sure.
giant. But listen, Dino Bravo, he was the biggest star here in the 80s.
Dino Bravo was very hard to get to be friends with, but once you he had your back. That's what I liked about Dino.
I can go read about it after, but thank you though.
Now, but I started wrestling in 1961, so I think I know a bit about this. Well, Dino Bravo was more than a friend. He was almost family.
The wrestler we're seeing us getting into the arena, me, Gino, and Dino. Oh,
I mean, it's AEW. I mean, what exactly are they doing to advance their stories and angles?
He's also co-owner and matchmaker.
Dino was the boss here of the company in Quebec. We were like superstars in our own home, in our own province, and Dino created all that. Maybe if you could just give us a brief introduction of who we are. Do you know who I am? I'm the Mountie. My name is Jacques Rougeau. Been wrestling for 41 years. But Dino Bravo, I've known him since I was 18 years old. Dino was the booker. It's like when you watch a sitcom on TV every week, they have storylines. Well, the booker is the one who creates the story.
How was it that full pack? I was right behind you during that.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather be watching AEW than this because, I'd rather keep this episode Dark Side of the Ring in a back pocket for an HMG After Dark for for another day, but circumstances kind of forced situation.
Famous.
Over my shoulder, the belt emblematic of the International Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. This belt worn so proudly for 4 of the last 5 years by, of course, the great Dino Bravo.
Casting himself as the main attraction doesn't always sit well with the other wrestlers, especially those looking to make a name for themselves.
He'd book himself in main event, and he'd put my brother and I like a third or fourth match before intermission. But for me, in my head, I was a main eventer. There wasn't always sunshine between me and Dino. I wanted his fun. He was the boss. And me being unhappy, Pat Patterson and Vince were calling me. They said, John, would you like to join the WWF? And I said, well, no.
Yeah, I mean, I apologize. It's like it just feels like AEW is sitting on a gold mine. They have so much that they can be doing. They're just not. They're just letting it rust.
Wrestlers make the kind of money that Vince McMahon could make this week of the 90s. It was a new wave. It was something new. It was fun to see Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah. Where's Fred, Barney, Wilma, and Betty?
It was an era that came and just it was fun to watch.
Vince is a very intelligent individual, and he knew that he needed Dino Bravo on board. If you it was a big match that was teased here in Montreal. It was a dream match. Hulk Hogan against Dino Bravo.
As a matter of fact, that would have been a match you could have put in the Olympic Stadium and draw at least 40,000 people. And it never materialized.
They got scared that Dino Bravo would actually be more popular than Hulk Hogan in Montreal. And at the last minute, just decided to cancel the match. So Dino was not happy with WWF and decided to actually try to bring international wrestling to a level of popularity where they could actually compete with WWF. He was in a mood where I'm not going to let him ruin my business. He was fooling himself, and there's nothing that he could have done to match what WWF was coming with.
Despite
here's my big fear with AEW is like
no match for the WWF showmanship. He's outclassed in almost every single way.
No, either you got up.
that's all good, man. Yeah, here's my big fear with AEW is that throughout the period of their new TV deal, they don't show improvements, they don't turn around, and then when this deal comes up, they get cut. That's what I kind of worry it might happen. Anybody who cares about the wrestling business does not want that to happen. They want AEW. Anybody who cares about the wrestling business would want AEW to stay around and continue to grow and be a strong alternative second promotion. However, the problem is AEW might end up screwing themselves over in that.
Whether to continue to fight for his independence.
He very well might have, Gruss. Time check. Oh, shit. I'm currently in the middle of a commercial, so I will get back to you as soon as it is over. And while we're in a commercial, I'm going to turn this fan off. Whoop, whoop.
Detergent at the same price. Toss out the mess. Toss in the power sheet.
Third time in a row we've seen the same commercial.
Arm & Hammer Power Sheets clean 3 times more small loads than premium towel detergent at the same price.
Yep. All right, time check. We are currently at the 10:10 mark.
In order to support his family, Dino Bravo must decide if he can let go.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like that, Gruss. Like they kind of see the writing on the wall and they're kind of getting their lifeboats ready.
So of course he was looking to take care of his family, and Vince McMahon offered Dino money that Dino couldn't refuse.
Yeah, really, it's all about getting the reps, man. Do it and working as often as you can in front of as many different crowds as possible.
Something that he could have not dreamed of doing if he would have stayed in Montreal.
Yep, that's true. That's very true, Gam. Yep, and then let me go back. Let me see where we're at right now. Currently, we are currently at 11:15.
It was almost like when Dino came, he put that behind him and he says, "Okay, let's move."
Moi, je me rappelle quand il était dans la WWF, j'ai rencontré Jake Destiny qui était venu à la maison. Il a amené son sac avec son immense serpent qui est sorti. Puis, non, je pense que je me suis pleuré parce que.
They are coming, pal.
Il partait en rire. Mon père, quand il y avait tout ce qui avait à voir avec l'émotion, l'intensité, ça le faisait réagir. C'était comme une nouvelle vie de lutteur, complètement une nouvelle étape de sa carrière.
To make a French-Canadian strongman fit within the cartoon world of the WWF, Dino was paired with one of American wrestling's most iconic personalities.
Can you tell us who Jimmy Hart is?
That would make sense.
The best man in the business.
Like, yeah, we need to make some extra money to get some, to get some Christmas presents for the family.
The guy who knew how to give credibility to his wrestling. Look at him, man. Look how strong he is. Woo! I won the ring. I was a baritone. When I came out, I was a soprano. He's the world's strongest man. I guarantee you that. Look at me. The wrestler was always the Cadillac. We were kind of the hood on a Cadillac. He was in great shape. He could go 30-minute matches if he had to. He could go against Hogan. He could go against Andre. It was a big man's territory, and he had the size and he had the weight. By being with me, it kind of put a rocket on his career. And all of a sudden, he started moving up the card a little bit more.
And of course, when you make a lot of money, your lifestyle goes up. And he had the Mercedes, the big $1 million house. He had this, he had that.
We had our houses built at the same time. That's how we got to be next to each other.
Yeah, when they were like kind of being a rib on the business, they were pretty funny. Like I loved their heel TNA characters.
As Vince McMahon makes radical changes to his character, from all-around Canadian hero to an anti-American bleach blonde villain.
So for someone who's not familiar, how would you describe Vince?
Wow. That's a question I didn't expect. Vince likes to test the boys who stick up to him. You don't see an Italian with blonde hair. You know, not in Quebec.
Mais moi, je suis pas coiffeuse. Mais on a essayé et puis on a fait un bleach dans les cheveux. Puis même, on a même brûlé sa peau tellement que le bleach était fort. Et là, il est devenu méchant et blond. Donc, c'était vraiment...
That's kind of true. I can see that, Lab Rat.
Everybody thought it was funny when he came through the bar. And then Dino was pissed. Dino was a very proud guy. He was so embarrassed. But he had to do it because that's what they wanted. That's the difference in when you're in a small-time league like international wrestling. You believe in yourself, you build, you create yourself. When you go to WWF, you're a number, you're a character, you're just part of a show.
Competing with the WWF's all-star roster, the French-Canadian flair that worked for Dino back home gets lost in translation.
I think everybody looks at merchandise and looks at sales and looks at what they can do with you. Let's just say Dino Bravo, he had that broken English.
Said it right under the button, brother. Man, you wonder why I hate this.
It was hard for people to understand what he might be saying, and so that held him back a little bit.
Dino had his routine. He had his punches, he had his boots, he had his routine. But he was
that makes sense. I totally get that. Yeah.
I think the hardest thing for Dino was doing
Get me Emelina, pal.
on top. And one time getting beat. The most important thing in
We'll
wrestling.
spend like months building you up with vignettes. And then you come out and say, yeah, this whole thing was dead. All those months, yeah, we're throwing it right down the toilet.
Even if it's a show and it's fake and it's organized,
He was getting older. You gotta remember that when he was like at his peak of his career back in international wrestling, he was like in the early to the mid 30s. Now he was late 30s, early 40s. He still saw himself as a top guy.
when you go to WWF, if there's one thing.
Yeah, how long did she last there, pal? Not very long.
Unfortunately, Dino had bigger plans for himself than Vince.
Give me some poutine, pal. In fact, now that you mentioned that, Gam, have you ever seen the TV show Trailer Park Boys? There is a scene from season 12 that had me laughing my ass off. I will send you a clip of it. We'll get the link and tweet it to you. One sec.
With his career over, Dino has lost his life's passion and his... After 6 years on wrestling's biggest stage,
No business.
La maison est énorme. En pleine force, comme on peut dire, puis c'était... Il fallait survivre. C'est quelqu'un qui avait été dans le monde de la lutte toute sa vie. Puis
Yeah, that would have worked for Ava Marie pretty well.
qu'est-ce que je vais devenir? Qu'est-ce que je vais faire de mon gagne-pain, de ma vie, puis de ma carrière? Puis il est en mode survie, puis il veut faire de l'argent.
with no professional experience outside of wrestling, Dino has very few options. What he does have is connections.
Montreal is not far from the United States, and the corruption is widespread for the police and the government in Quebec. That's why the mafiosi like Montreal. I am a journalist with interest in mafia and organized crime. The Cotroni family was very active under the authority of the Sicilian family Rizzuto. The Cotroni was the leader of the first mafia family in the history of Quebec.
Everybody who fit.
Yeah, I think she. Yeah, didn't. That's kind of. I don't remember that all that well. I remember that Piper Niven was kind of like her protege under the name Dewdrop. That's really all I remember from it. And Gam, I just tweeted you that link to that a YouTube clip from that episode of Trailer Park Boys.
C'est Cotroni, si je ne me trompe pas. Un souper de famille. Pour moi, c'est la famille des Cotroni. Il était dans notre famille, en fait.
Faut le dire, c'était pas un gars qui avait un dossier judiciaire. C'était un gars qui avait des contacts. Et il y a des gens qui vont dire, c'est pas parce que tu es venu avec des gens que tu fais partie. Ça dépend. Le groupe Cotroni était puissant au niveau de cette période-là, au niveau contrebande de cigarettes, contrebande au niveau de la poisson. C'était un gars imposant, c'était un gars qui avait une belle personnalité, et je pense que les gens...
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to it.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories.
I gotcha, pal. I don't remember who either.
Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's Mind for 10 years now.
Oh, I hate these ads, pal.
Pixar's Dream Productions, now available only on Disney Plus.
I can't really. Oh.
Inside
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we've knows Dream Productions.
the team behind Riley's dreams.
What we do is make sweet dreams for Riley. My next hit dream will be so bright the studio won't know what hit.
I thought it was uncool purposely, which is kind of cool, but it was accidentally uncool, which is very uncool.
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions, now available only on
Okay, so for the Inside Out universe, that's actually a pretty cool spin-off idea. Like, okay, here's where we produce the dreams. That's actually pretty clever.
Il était imposant.
De collecter.
Ooh, that's a good question, Lab Rat. I would have to say right now. Oof.
He was like a $60 million man. He had no fear of anything and no consequences. There's nothing could happen to him.
Dino's past life as a wrestling powerhouse means he has all the brute.
I'll say this much. Pizza Hut's number 3. Papa John's and Domino's, that's a very close number 1, number 2.
Very, very up. Dino Bravo was a big Montreal Canadiens fan. And if you're a Montreal Canadiens
Little Caesars, I'd give them number 4.
I'm not going to name you the player, but one time in a bar in Quebec City, there's a player that said something.
I'm 18 years old. Drinking. And I'm coming down the stairs, and then Dino says,
Here's the big difference between Papa John's and Domino's. Papa John's is willing to work with third-party delivery services to get their product out as quickly as possible. Domino's isn't. I can't I work as a my main job as a delivery driver at Papa John's. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to places and people are like, "Wow, I was not expecting it this quick." Well, yeah, because along with our delivery drivers, we also utilize DoorDash.
Like you pick up a rag doll and ran his head right into the Corvette, just out of nowhere. You know, the guy just went down like a sack of potatoes. So you think I'm a 40? Come and try me out. Believe me, you didn't want to be around.
That they did, Gross. I remember that. Like they were the top of the pizza delivery food chain in the 80s and 90s for sure.
His wife, Diane, senses trouble.
Il a commencé à avoir des nouveaux amis que On n'avait jamais connu personne.
Oh, they have been making a bit of a comeback. Like they're definitely on an upswing.
C'était pas vraiment des amis, c'était des connaissances avec qui ils voulaient faire affaire. Puis c'était pas un bon environnement. Ils rentraient dans un monde inconnu. J'ai commencé à être très inquiète sur lui, sur cette.
Dude, those Pizza Hut buffets were something else. They were something else, pal. Dude, Little Caesars deep dish was amazing. Remember pizza by the foot? What was it, like $12.99, and you had 3 1-foot one topping pizzas and then like a bread side. $13.99. That shit was awesome. Or $12.99, whatever it was.
And the next morning, I'm at the gas station. Now I'm going to see him. Yes, at the pump, the guy says,
And then,
friend, your buddy there, he got it, huh? I looked at the paper, front page. He got 11 bullets in the body and 7 bullets in the head. I said, "Rough way to go."
Oh, that's such good shit, pal, ain't it?
Are there any that you wish to share on that final day?
Non, je ne vais pas parler trop de revenir dans cette énergie-là ou ces émotions-là qui ont été dramatiquement difficiles.
Do you want anything, Mr. Leahy? No, I'm good.
Dino Bravo's wife, Deanne, pulls into the driveway with 6-year-old Claudia sleeping in the back seat.
Give me a poutine pizza, pal. Yeah, no shirt, no service.
Cette soirée-là, au ballet avec ma mère.
C'est sa conjointe qui avait quitté la maison à 21h avec sa fille de 6 ans qui a découvert le corps en revenant peu avant minuit 30.
I was the first one to know because his wife got back home and we had the house one beside the other one. She rings at the bell.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was cheaper than that. Yeah, and then the bucket of spaghetti. I forgot about that too. Dude, they had the best deals. They still kind of have the best deals still to this day.
You would have taken a 2x4 and you hit me in the back of my head. You wouldn't have hurt me more than that. I said, "Are you crazy?" Yeah, I was shocked.
Je me suis rendu sur place. Lui, il est assis dans son fauteuil. Il est en train de regarder la télévision.
There wasn't no scuffle. His wife and family were sent away, and he was just sitting there like he was waiting for it to happen, you know. And you hear all kind of different stories, you know, about what happened. Well, was it a robbery? Was it a break-in? It was so sketchy on everything.
Dino had been shot 11 times.
Yeah, for real, dude. That was like when they were at their best, or when you got him in a Kmart food court, in the Kmart food in the food area.
There's no sign of forced entry, and the door is unlocked.
Les circonstances entourant la mort de Dino Bravo sont encore nébuleuses. Il semble d'abord qu'il connaissait l'agresseur, puisqu'il n'y a aucune trace d'infraction et rien n'indique qu'il était sur ses gardes. Il semble également que le travail a été fait par des professionnels. Seule cette vitre brisée par une balle indique qu'il s'est passé quelque chose à l'intérieur.
The mysterious and brutal circumstances of his death leaves Dino's family and friends in a state of shock.
I waited the funeral, went to the funeral.
I don't know.
As much as I love Little Caesars, I don't think it's enough to crack that 3 of Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Papa John's. It's close, but it's just
Fils t'arrive dans toi, là, tu dis, ah, c'est tué, ça, c'est ça. J'ai fait un dessin de ma famille, j'ai dessiné ma mère, mon père et moi. Et puis je lui ai apporté ça dans sa tombe. Tous les gens derrière moi se sont levés parce qu'ils trouvaient ça tellement peu un enfant. Mais je ne l'ai pas reconnu sur le coup. Mais j'ai reconnu ses doigts, ses mains. J'avais les mains croisées, puis mon père avait tellement des gros doigts, des grosses mains, puis les ongles rongés jusqu'au sang, que j'ai dit ça, c'est papa.
To see his daughter there, so young, that she didn't understand exactly, you know how sad it is.
On m'expliquait que mon père était parti au ciel, rejoindre les étoiles.
Man, that's horrible, man. Nobody should ever have to go through that shit.
C'était dur pour moi de réaliser qu'il était vraiment plus là, en fait. Je pense qu'elle l'a réalisé plus quand elle a commencé à aller à l'école par des amis, puis que les gens savaient qui était son père, des choses comme ça. Donc, c'est là qu'on s'était avec pour lui expliquer un petit peu plus de détails, mais encore là, dans la tête d'un enfant, là, il y a une certaine limite de choses qu'on peut.
Man, you really gotta feel bad for his kids, man. Like, and his wife especially, man.
Despite all the coverage pointing to a mafia-style execution, questions surrounding who did it and why remain.
C'était un gars qui a fait une belle carrière dans le domaine de la lutte, qui a représenté les gens du Québec.
I have not, but I have always wanted to because that sounds delicious as shit. I mean, come on, bacon wrapped deep dish pizza, dude. Come on, that, oh, get in my belly. Of course, for me, make it light cheese and cook that shit well done, pal. Whoop whoop.
He must have realized at one point you're screwed. But the true depth of Dino's involvement in organized crime will stun the wrestling world.
Yeah, it does sound very similar to Bruiser Bedlam. That's true. You can only handle so much bacon on a pizza.
Or he let somebody in.
Est-ce que la porte t'a barré? On me dit que c'est dans ces instances-là, la porte n'était jamais barrée. On a peut-être entendu voir que sa femme part, que sa fille s'en aille.
In one place?
ESPN Plus.
Commercial time, pal.
Looking forward to being on the same team with you.
Can you imagine the fun?
Speaking of which, I feel like getting some crazy bread. That sounds delicious. I'm gonna order some.
Dreams are made of together like never before. The greatest stories live here. ESPN Plus content on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, Drew, let's get to it.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's Mind for 10 years now.
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions, now available only on Disney Plus.
In one place?
ESPN Plus content is now on Disney Plus.
Looking forward to being on the same team with you.
Can you imagine the fun?
All right, are we already? I'm gonna get some motherfucking crazy bread, pal. Dude, yeah, that is a pretty sweet deal, Gruss. That's definitely one of the best lunch specials out there. I'm for it, pal. Whoop whoop.
Ça, c'est une des hypothèses de quelqu'un. Il a reçu la visite de quelqu'un qu'il connaissait.
Police examining the crime scene of Dino Bravo's murder discover 17 bullet casings from 2 different firearms on the living room floor. This leads authorities to believe that 2 assassins are involved and supports the theory that his death is linked to organized crime.
The neighborhood he was living in Laval was in Vimont, which is like a very upscale neighborhood.
A lot of mafiosi.
Yeah, extra crazy sauce. That's some good shit.
At least 2 people who were living near Dino Bravo were killed at the same time.
9 months earlier, mafia accountant Robert Caberson was shot in his home just down the street from Bravo's house. 4 months later, and 2 streets away, a cigarette smuggler, Ghislain Renzo, was also killed. The police, aware of Bravo's ties to the Catroni family, look for connections.
And so we got 2 orders of crazy bread, or crazy combos, I should say, coming on their way. Whoop, whoop.
3 days after his death, a crucial piece of evidence is uncovered.
On laisse entendre également qu'il y avait une somme considérable d'argent à l'intérieur de la maison, un montant d'environ 55 000 qui comprenait une cargaison de cigarettes.
Cigarette smuggling, man.
À un moment donné, il y a eu un vol de camion qu'on n'a pas pu savoir puisqu'il est arrivé.
Terrible, 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 pal.
Is flourishing in Montreal. Alongside the mafia are warring biker gangs.
Give me a 2-liter brisk iced tea, pal.
What connects them all?
I ain't hiding nothing, man. What are you talking about?
The natives were suppliers for the smugglers, you know, and all the cigarettes came from the reservoir.
Il m'emmenait n'importe où. Je veux dire, j'étais comme son ami. Quand on était seuls ensemble, quand ma mère n'était pas présente, il m'assoyait en avant dans l'auto. Il m'amenait surtout chez les Indiens.
That's actually a real thing that happened in Canada, where like they on the native reserves they grow tobacco and make their own cigarettes, and they'd give them to people who'd smuggle them into main Canada and sell them, and they'd give the natives their cut.
De cigarettes.
Aussi, les cigarettes à plume viennent de ces réserves. Ça, c'est payé combien? Oh, ça devait être 5 piastres la cartouche.
Yeah, a lot of people smoke them because you paid half price for a pack. Thousands and thousands of cases of cigarettes out here were sold. Thousands.
Did you know that he was involved in cigarette smuggling?
Yeah, well, of course I knew. Yeah, he told me. I said, well, everybody at that time.
Yeah, he could have made some real money down there with that smuggling business, pal. All joking aside, though.
Is it for something else? I don't know. Because if I knew, believe me, I was so close to him, I would like to have that revenge for him.
The only wrestler that I know that Dino talked to about his organized crime life prior to leaving wrestling was Rick Martel.
Martel declined to be involved in this documentary, but in 2007, he gave a rare interview revealing conversations he had with Dino about his life in organized crime.
Dino went to see the Indians, and the Indians were big wrestling fans, you know. So when they saw Dino, oh man, you know, so they started dealing strictly with Dino. So Dino had the
Yeah, that's true. They were.
with the Indians, because the Indians, you know, they have the river, you know, they can pass cigarettes like crazy or whatever.
J'en avais aucune idée dans quoi que c'était embarqué. Vraiment aucune idée.
Control over the narcotics trade is in a constant state of flux. Each criminal group is looking for an edge, even if that means crossing into somebody else's turf.
The cigarettes business was doing so great that the cocaine people, you know, saying, hey, there's some money for us in there too, you know. So the big cocaine guy apparently went to see.
Man, this shit's some cray, pal.
So what apparently happened, they did some kind of agreement, and Dino had a $400,000 shipment in some warehouse somewhere. They'd stay there for like 3 days.
Few days before the murder, the police seized a large quantity of cigarettes in a warehouse. They made surveillance of the warehouse, and they saw Dino Bravo with people who were on investigation.
And on the third day, when the cocaine guy went to pick it up, the RCMP and all the police were there. So they were blaming each other. Dino said, "Oh, you should have picked it up the first day. It never happened, and you should have let it sit there." So there was a lot of heat.
Dino screwed up and would have made the organization lose tons of money.
It was a big changer for $100,000. It's enough to be killed.
Ils ont fait des enquêtes, ils ont barricadé la maison, ils ont fouillé partout dans la maison. Ils devaient nous revenir et on n'a pas eu de suivi, on n'a pas eu de nouvelles par la suite. N'ayant pas de pistes, ils ne pouvaient pas continuer leur recherche. Mais c'était pas clair, c'était quel clair, qui, où, quand, comment.
Yeah, he had been pretty well off.
It was so violent, and the way they did it, the mafia, they're more classy when they shoot somebody.
I didn't hear that the thinking was that the killer wanted police to believe there were two shooters.
The person who killed him was a friend. That's what I think. Sitting in the couch with your remote control, when there's someone in front of you, it can't be a stranger. It has to be someone you like and you trust. That, for me, is the definition of mafia for me.
Porté à penser que j'aurais 15 ans.
In 35 years, I never heard that natives killed people off the reserve. The motorcycle gangs, maybe it's their style. They are more violent. That's why maybe the bikers execute a contract. Are the natives behind that contract? We don't know. It's a mystery for everybody.
All right, now a lot of like plausible theories being thrown around here. That's kind of makes this interesting.
And Claudia, his little girl. Of course, the little girl was always around him. And here is me and Dino, Val, walking here at the arena. We were getting ready to work. So these are the best memories of mine.
Man, it kind of seems like he was kind of guy who was like trying to do what he thought was best for him and his family, but ended up going like way too far in that to the point where he made some horrible decisions.
Même si on s'est posé des milliers de questions pendant quelques années, on se demandait qu'est-ce qui s'était passé. Alors, on a juste continué à vivre le quotidien, puis avec ma belle-mère, évidemment, elle avait la force de juste vivre sans son fils, puis moi, je suivais un peu aussi cette force-là pour aussi élever ma fille, puis d'avoir l'air d'une maman normale avec son enfant qui est veuve à 28 ans. Aucun objet été gardé. C'est ma mère qui avait ça en sa possession. Puis au moment du drame, elle s'est départie de tout parce que c'était trop difficile pour elle. Donc, pour faire son deuil, c'était clair qu'il fallait qu'elle se départisse. Elle a tout donné à la famille, aux amis. Puis c'est correct. C'est correct qu'elle ait fait ça.
He started wrestling in 1970, ended up in 1992. That's a 22-year career. So that's the only thing he knew. That's the only thing he could do. And there's not a lot of jobs you can do which will give you thousands of dollars aside from
Commercial time, pal.
And stories. The stuff dreams are made of got together like never before. Stories right here. ESPN Plus content on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application and helping me write.
No, it's not, but there are some times where
Grammarly is your digital writing assistant.
some guys get desperate enough where they become convinced that I can somehow make this work. When it's like, no, you can't.
On December 20th, yes, you can bring your whole family and experience the sauce of the Lion King in 3D. Everything the light touches belongs to me. You'll have to take
I can definitely see that, Lab Rat. I can definitely see that.
Dino Bravo always made
All right, so I got a dasher waiting for my order. See how long we got on this, pal.
Dino knew how to create a team. If I had to start my life again, that would be one part I'd never change. The time that I had revisited.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt Dino could have gotten that WCW money. He absolutely could have been a star in WCW. I have no disagreement with that whatsoever. Problem is that I'm not sure what the situation, why it didn't come to pass.
Dans son rôle, autant que quand il était méchant, il était dans son personnage. Donc, je pense que la plus belle héritage qu'il a laissé aux gens, c'est d'être passionné.
Then there's some people who talk about, hey, I remember his wrestling, but then that generation's going to go away. But believe me, the way things are, people always keep reminding, there'll always be stories that will come out about Dino, how he died, and did he die from the bikers? Did he die? That will stay. And that's too bad. But that's the way it is. You know, you gotta take the punch.
Mon père, c'était la personne ressource. Tout le monde se confiait à lui, tout le monde voulait qu'il soit là. Ça a créé une immense peine, un immense vide, plus qu'immense. C'est même pas le mot. Là. Même encore aujourd'hui, après 25 ans, tout le monde est encore triste de la perte de mon père.
You already had too many Canadians, pal?
C'était coupable, extrêmement fâché de ça.
Oh, man, I have to go back and look at the timeline during that, like, early 90s period.
Plus dans la négation, être encore plus fâché que la personne qui a commis ce geste-là. Je me dis que dans la vie, on récolte ce que l'on sème. Donc, peu importe où est-ce qu'elle est, j'espère la personne qu'elle a eue, qu'est-ce qu'elle mérite. Je reste avec de beaux souvenirs de l'homme qui était, qui m'a donné une belle fille, dont je suis très, très fière.
Very true, pal. Very true. Very true, Lab Rat.
De représenter le Québec au niveau de la lutte, au niveau de sa profession. L'homme le plus fort au monde. Et surtout un bon coéquipier au niveau des amis, puis un bon père de famille et un bon mari. Je le pardonne d'avoir pris des mauvaises décisions parce qu'il a fait ça pour nous, mais que je l'aime, que j'aimerais ça qu'il soit là. J'aimerais ça qu'il soit là, puis qu'il serait grand-père aujourd'hui de deux magnifiques enfants. Mon fils, il ressemble tellement. Là,
oh yeah, I remember that story too, girls. If there's a, I think there might be a Dark Side of the Ring on that one too. That's gonna be the next one then.
The Quebec police were contacted for this documentary, but they declined to participate as this.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes, unfortunately, Lab Rat.
You know the old saying, Shakespeare, somebody said, evil that men do lives after them, good gets interred with their bones. It should be the other way around. Think about the good, you know, the rest, try to forget it.
All right, that is it for that. So let's see if we can pop in and get the last end of Dynamite. We shall see, pal. Nope. Yeah. Man, Don Stevens. Don Stevens actually won a battle for once, guys. Shit. Well, fuck. All right, so that's where we're going to go ahead and end this stream for tonight. Unfortunately, Don Stevens, you might win this one, but we will be back and stronger than ever. You might have striking us down now. We will come back more powerful than you could ever imagine. And we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes on Twitch, twitch.tv/LGBrandon whoop whoop. And of course, Thursday, we got HMG After Dark. Friday Locker Room, late start, replay watch along of SmackDown. Saturday, Smack Attack. Then, of course, Saturday night's main event, late start, replay watch along. And Sunday, The Wreckage, along with the TNA Impact replay watch along. And then, of course, Monday Locker Room, Impact Attack. But you have 5 to 10 minutes. Twitch.tv/LGBrandon whoop whoop. We'll see you there, pal. Much love. Giggity giggity. Get a drink, get a smoke, get something to eat. It's break time. Yeah, pal.